Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Constrictor Chamber. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome weekend, and hopefully you guys are having a good few days into the new year. So I just want to show you guys Mountain Dew pretty quickly, and another snake that I want to show that I haven't showed in a while. And then I want to show you guys the new snake that I got last week. So basically it's the new pickup for 2021, even though I got it New Year's Eve. I'm just going to call it 2021 snake for the room, just because we can get out of the horrible year of 2020. And I'm excited to show you guys, and if you guys follow my other social medias, you guys probably know what it is already. So Facebook, Instagram, or Reddit under Cin-city snakes. You guys definitely know what it is if you guys follow that. I've been posting pictures, not nonstop, but definitely here and there on her. But just kind of letting her settle in and do what she needs to do to get comfortable in the room. And I have not fed her, but I'll probably feed her on the same schedule as the Moon Glow and the Snow, since they should be around the same 7-day schedule. And I would say the same size rodents as well. So Mountain Dew is growing, and she is doing extremely well. So I'm going to get this camera on the tripod, and then we'll talk about her in a little bit more in detail. Okay, so this is much easier to do with 2 hands, and I'll probably get bit doing that because she does not like to be handled and basically being told where to go. So she's 2019, and she is growing very nicely, and the temperament on her is, I would say, very good. Only been bit by her once, and that was my fault. But other than that, hopefully she can become friends with Pop-Tarts. And she's still on quail, which is not a problem. Tried to scent them with the rats, and I tried to scent the rats with the quail. That didn't work. And then I tried to scent the rats with chicken broth, and that did not work either. But after going on Rodent Pro and looking up the nutritional value on the quail, it's actually pretty much the same as rats. So it's not a big deal if they're on rats or if they're on quail. I'm getting all confused right now. But it'll just be a pain as she gets older if she doesn't swap over, just to try to get the bigger size birds. And I've even heard of some people that they have anacondas that are on rats, and they can't switch them over to rabbits. So, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where they're super picky and they're going to choose what they want to eat, and there's really nothing that we can do to change their minds. But as long as they're healthy and growing well, I think that's all that matters. So she's definitely very curious, but we will put her back. I know you guys are probably wanting to see what the new snake is, so we'll go look at her. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys the Motley real quick, and I haven't shown her off in a while, but she is looking really nice. She's in her fresh skin, and she was hanging out in our water bowl, which was almost empty, and so I just filled it up, and she was still in there. So she's hanging out in the water for a little bit, and hopefully she will come out of there pretty soon. But I love her colors. I love her patterns. And for Motley, I thought she'd be darkening up just a little bit. I've seen a few adult Motleys floating around on Facebook, and they are very, very, very dark. Almost dark enough where you can't even see the patterns on the tail, which would totally suck because I really like how that looks on her. But I know the cage is bare. It's been cold, rainy, snowy, and I just haven't had really any time to go outside and get the sticks and then dry them off and then loop around some of the vines. So I got to put those back into their cages. I just fed them yesterday, and then put the hides back, and then that should clean up how that looks. And I think they really enjoy it because some of them are climbing on it, some of them don't care what's going on. But for the ones that do care, it's nice that that they care about the effort that's put into the cages. And hers is ugly and bare, so we'll have to work with that. Hopefully the weather gets a little bit nicer here in Cincinnati. So, all right, here she is, the new girl in the room. So, of course, I keep on buying females. Although I did buy the one male boa, so I'm working my way up a little bit into the males. But I probably should have bought another male, but that's a long story. So, she is an IMG, Hypo, Jungle, Motley, 100% het for snow. And I'm super excited about her because I have the male snow. So in about 5 years, which is going to take forever, possibly they will get introduced. So I know it seems like a super long time. And, you know, you just have to be patient with boas. Boas are slow growing and you don't want to feed them too fast because you don't want them to get fatty or, you know, heart issues, liver issues, or anything like that and have some complications and then they die super early. So even on all my boas, I've been feeding them very, very slowly and I've really had no intentions on breeding, but it's always nice to have the option and you never know what is going to happen in the future. So I've always wanted an IMG, always wanted the IMG Motley, but when you come across just a beautiful snake with a ton of strong genes in them, kind of gotta get it. So I got this girl from John Chosmer, and he is probably one of the best breeders out there. And it's definitely nice to live down the road from him. So I bought quite a few snakes from him. I buy all of my rats from him. And I don't mind buying stuff on Morph Market. But for me personally, it's always nice seeing the facilities of the breeders and seeing how clean they are, going in there and seeing how well the snakes are taken care of, and just the process that is put in place on producing quality animals. So, you know, it's definitely nice to have him around. But on the other side, he gets all my money. So the downside is that happens, but you know, that's kind of the hobby that we are in. And she is she's been in a mood where she just wants to like wrap around something. So I might put like a little stick in here, not a big one, just, you know, a small one, just so she can wrap around, because, you know, I've tried to pick her up and stuff, and she instantly wraps around my fingers and she doesn't let go. So there's something going on with that where she likes the I don't know what it is, but she might be a very well-mannered snake, which is awesome. All of my snakes are very nice. Luckily, I have not had a snake that actually just straight up wants to kill me. Well, other than the Argentine. But once she's out of the cage, she's perfectly fine. We'll try to get her to focus. And man, I'm super excited about her. Awesome head marking. And so she was born in May-ish. And so she's had a couple sheds. So she's darkened up already since when she was born. And I'm very curious and excited to see what she's actually going to look like, because I know the Hypo IMGs, they get dark, but they don't go black or solid dark. So I'm very interested to see how that's going to play out with the Motley, because the Motley IMGs, they go solid black, which is super cool. And it would be awesome if she went like super dark on the head down to about here, because I really like, I mean, I love her patterns. I would hate to see them disappear fully, because I mean, there's a lot going on here and it is insane looking. But there we go, there's the tail. Look how awesome that is. So maybe if she was like dark till like here-ish, and then she stayed exactly the way she is right now, she's trying to get away, and then we could see this tail forever, which would be awesome because both sides have that nice orangey red band on it. So who knows? We'll just have to see. And I think it takes a couple years for them to fully get into their colors that where they're not going to change much. But there's the other side of the tail right there. I love that. Hopefully that doesn't disappear. I really don't think it will because there's not a lot going on in the back with the darkening, which is definitely good. But up here it can get darker. I wouldn't mind that. But not, I don't know. It's hard to say. Because I like how dark the IMG Motleys get. But these patterns are so insanely awesome that it would definitely be a bummer if they disappeared. So that is her and all of her beauty. And of course we will be seeing her more and more on the channel. And I think I'm going to put her on the feeding schedule with the moon glow and the snow. So every 7 days she'll be eating, so we'll get to see her next week eat. I'll give her the entire week off just so she can stay in here. And then I do keep all of my boas until they get bigger on paper. That way when I feed them I can monitor how they're pooping and peeing, and then they don't eat the little chips of Repti-Chip or bark or whatever and then mess them up on the inside as they're digesting. But that's her. So very, very, very excited to see her and the plans with her in the room. So now that I have the next few days off, I get to clean the room and I get to clean some cages and fill up some water, clean all the water dishes because they're kind of getting gross. But very excited to see what 2021 has in store for the room and for the channel, obviously, but more interested in what's going to be happening with the snakes. And these girls ate yesterday, so maybe tomorrow or Monday I can get them out and we can see them up a little bit closer, because I'd like to give them a full 2 to 3 days depending on how they're eating and like what food or prey item they're actually eating. So hopefully you guys are having an awesome weekend. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the new IMG, and stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.